Hey there, everyone. This is Dave Dubeau with another episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. And today it is my pleasure to be interviewing a true young gun in real estate investing, and that's Mr. Tyler Hassman. Tyler, how are you doing today?
I am doing great today, Dave. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. So, Tyler, you're originally from beautiful Regina, Saskatchewan. You are not there today. Tell us, we're in the end of February. Let's make us all jealous. Where are you right now, buddy?
I am in Scottsdale, Arizona right now, enjoying the beautiful desert heat, no cold weather. So, I can't complain right now.
Exactly. I just got off the plane from Hawaii, so I will complain because it's damn cold. Yeah. So if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Tyler or listening to him speak yet, Tyler is a very, very inspirational real estate entrepreneur. He started at the ripe old age of 18 years old. Just over 3 years ago. He's 22 years old right now. He's done multifamily apartment building deals. He's now focusing on vacation rentals, Airbnb type deals. I'm guessing primarily in and around Scottsdale. Would that be correct?
Yes, correct.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So, Tyler, let's get to start with some questions here. So, wasn't that long ago, but what was it that got you inspired and motivated to get into real estate investing in the first place?
Yeah, what first got me started, to be honest, Dave, it's funny because a lot of people have they want to create long-term wealth and, residual income and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I just wanted to become rich. So I was one of those young guys that are like, I want to make money. And I kept doing research on successful people and Googling stuff. And what popped up was always real estate. This person does real estate. This person owns a bunch of real estate. Look at Trump, look at how much real estate he owns, all this stuff on real estate. And I literally made the decision. It was when I was 17, right before I bought my first property at 18. But when I was 17, I said, you know what? I'm going to do real estate because it's the real thing. There's always these, get rich quick thing or do this and that. I'm like, no, real estate's like a real thing. So I actually just Google searched, ways to get rich, and real estate was one of them. So to be honest, that was it.
Well, that in itself is pretty inspiring because most guys your age or your age at that time are thinking about hot cars and hot girls, and that's about it. You probably think about that a fair bit yourself.
Yes. I find a balance between that and real estate.
Well, you're able to afford it now, so there you go.
Yes.
But I believe you started right off the get-go. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you started right off the get-go with like multifamily apartment buildings. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because, my first deal was a $1.5 million dollar apartment building.
We heard you.
So yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, so I started out getting that apartment building, $1.5 million, a 12-unit apartment building, and it was $400,000 of investor money to close on that thing. So it was a big first deal, but we got it done. And at the time I lived in my parents' basement, so it was kind of funny owning an apartment building while still living at home.
So fast forward 3 years, what kind of strategy or strategies are you focusing on right now?
So now I'm focusing on luxury vacation rentals and putting them on Airbnb. So it's funny because, a lot of people are like, well, why are you doing this? Why don't you just stick with the multifamily? And I recently in September discovered, about the Airbnb system, about, picking up vacation rentals with little to no money and just throwing them on Airbnb and making some quick profits. So I said, you know what does it hurt to try? I wanted to get out of the cold weather. So I literally drove down to Phoenix and then started picking up some Airbnb units. And then I started seeing the cash flow and the money that I was making on them. And I was like, I'm not going back. So that's why I'm still here to this day, picking up units like crazy, just over 26 units so far. And then now next week I'll be going to Vegas and then Los Angeles and then probably Australia or Latin America down to Costa Rica and pick up more Airbnbs because the system's working and it's a lot of fun. I get to travel, enjoy myself, and make some good cash flow.
That sounds awesome. So if you were knowing what you know now, rewinding 3 years or 3 years and a bit, is there anything you would do differently?
Yes, I would. As crazy as this might sound, I would have not started with buying multifamily apartment buildings because myself 3 years ago, I was like, I want to become a full-time real estate entrepreneur, which I did. But multifamily doesn't provide you, when you're using investors' money as well, provide you with that instant cash flow, right? There's some cash flow with acquisition, then a management fee, but it really isn't like mega cash flow to make sure you can live off of. So I would say I would start off in doing Airbnb short-term rentals. It's a lot less risk and it's cash flow right now. So then it can fuel your bank account so you can work on other projects and other passions. But I'm glad I did start in multifamily though, because I learned so much. It made me such a tough person. And when times were hard with getting cash flow and I'm paying it all to my investors and I'm not getting much, then it opened up different doors for me to be like, I need to make money. So then I was like, I'm going to do some property management. I learned a ton on property management. I would network more. I would try different things to make money through real estate, which then led me into Airbnb. So, I mean, I would probably, to sum it up, I would start off with different type of real estate than multifamily, but it was great that I did it.
Well, yeah, because you wanted to get into it to create a full-time income, right?
Yes.
Cash flow was your number one
Yes.
goal at the time. And yeah, like you say, even, you have to get into a lot of units before you're generating enough cash flow to live off of. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Very, very cool. So how did you, I mean, it's not your network, you got around, all that kind of stuff. When did the spark hit you about Airbnb, or how did that come about?
Yeah. So it hit me because, I'm buying all this real estate, right? And me being my age, I want more than just long-term money, long-term big net worth. I mean, for me right now, it's not that important to me. So then I'm getting all these buildings and crazy net worth in 4 or 5 years, it'd be great money. But then I'm like, it's not supplying my lifestyle, what I want to do right now.
McDonald's salary in the meantime, right?
Exactly. And I'm like, meanwhile, everybody else that I'm dealing with, they're already, that's exactly what they need because they have lots of money coming in now and they're planting seeds for the future. So everybody's like, oh, you're doing great in the future, this, future, that. But I'm like, what about right now? So that's when I found out about Airbnb. And the number one thing is I want to travel. I never traveled before. I'm like, I want to travel, but I'm not the type of person. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I can't sit still. So then I'm like, you know what? I found out about the Airbnb stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I already do real estate. Takes little to no money. Don't got to get a mortgage. Don't got to do any of that stuff. I'm just going to go down to Phoenix and try it, like I mentioned before. And I just went down and did it. And like I said, the cash flow started coming in and it started fueling, my passion of being able to travel and being able to build another real estate business, because I'm the type of person that I believe in all types of real estate. I'm never like, no, you should only do this, only do this. I believe that all types of real estate are amazing and I'm going to do every single one, but there's certain types of real estate you need to do to fulfill your needs at a certain time. So for me right now, it's quick cash flow and then building a big cash flow business and then also traveling and vacationing and doing that. And then obviously later on, I'm of course still going to buy some multifamily. I want to buy a resort. I want to buy stuff like that. But for right now, it's strictly the quick cash flow.
That makes a lot of sense. So right now we're in February. You started the Airbnb business when?
December 1st.
Of
2018. Yeah. So it's been 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Okay. Very, very cool. So, and you've got, what did you say? 23 of the 27?
26. And I believe it's 27 as of tomorrow. I'm actually in one right now that we're getting finished up and photoed for, because tomorrow is the March 1st.
Very cool.
Getting all that signed up.
So just out of curiosity, because you've got a lot of property management experience from your apartment building experience, etc. But in order to be traveling and doing all the stuff that you want to do, how are you going to manage your 27 Airbnb properties in Scottsdale?
Yes. So there's an amazing program. So all you listeners out there, you might want to write this down. If you're doing short-term rentals like Airbnb vacation rentals, or even you only have your own property, there's an amazing program called Guesty. So it's guest and then Y. Yeah, Guesty.com. Go to it, and it's literally a property management company specifically for Airbnb properties. They do it nationwide. They handle everything for you. And then on top of that, we get really close with our cleaners. So our cleaners are our everything. They're our eyes. They're here. I mean, Airbnb, we got people staying for one night, some for 4. So it's always come and go. So we have 4 different cleaners that are like almost like our managers, our eyes on the ground, that are restocking everything, checking on things. Hey, this person left this or this, that. So we have them on the ground that are like washing like hawks. And then we have Guesty, which is like the management service that we just kind of overview. And then also when we're here, I network. I go to networking events. Another great thing of why I want to do the Airbnb is because I can go to Phoenix networking groups or Scottsdale. I've met so many people. I've met investors down here. It's crazy what who you meet when you go to different cities. So now I'm well connected with other people that are now doing the same thing as me, and they live here. So I also have them. So if there's any issue, I can call them and be like, hey, I need help. Can you go do this? Or last resort, I just gotta fly back here, you know. But that's the big thing, Dave, because I didn't mess up, but the multifamily, you know, started property managing it, and the next thing you know, I was a property manager. I wasn't an entrepreneur no more. I didn't like it, right? So going into this Airbnb stuff, once I started getting a few units, I'm like, no, we need to systemize it. We need to systemize this. I do not want to handle any of it, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to do real estate because it's fun to set up properties and see that money coming in, but I'm not the type that likes to manage it. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yes. I'm telling you.
110% to you, my friend. Definitely. No, I suck as a property manager. That's for sure.
Yes, me too. I wasn't good.
All right. So if people are watching this going, holy crap, that whole Airbnb thing sounds like a good idea. What would you suggest as some like baby steps to kind of check it out and kind of dip your toe in the water, so to speak?
Yeah. So the best thing to do is you even start with the city you're in. You always want to start in your own backyard, I feel, because when you know how it is, Dave, if you're going to buy your first piece of real estate, it's a lot harder than when you buy your 10th real estate deal. You could probably buy something and not even have to go there, right? But for starters, you got to be there. So I would say look in your own backyard. Go on a website, and you can write this one down too, airdna.co. Or just Google AirDNA and you'll see it'll pop up. I forget if it's .co or .com. And it actually shows analytics for your city, how many listings, the vacancy rates, this and that. There's a lot of stuff on there for free. And then you can also pay, and it shows you like a bunch of info. But you can go on there and look at data. It's interesting to see all the different units in your area. And then what I'd also do is just simply go on Airbnb's app and just go and search on the map for like, you know, areas by the stadium or areas downtown and see what they're charging. Look at their calendar and be like, how often are they booked out? And then my favorite thing actually, here's a quick exercise I'll give everyone. Look on Airbnb and find like a certain area where there's Airbnbs in your city, and then find one that's at like an apartment building or even at a house, right? And see what they're charging per night. And then go on Kijiji or Realtor.ca or MLS and see if you can find a property for rent that's right at that building or right down the street from it, and see how much it's for rent. So, I mean, if somebody's charging, say, $150 a night and say they're fully booked for a month, then I'm terrible at math, whatever they're making on there. But what if that property, there's a condo at that same building that's only for rent for $1,500, right? So if you're able to get that condo for $1,500, that's all your expenses, and you're charging out, the other person's charging out $150 a night for 30 days. Pretty sure they're doubling or tripling, you know, what they're paying rent. So that's a quick exercise that I like to do. And that's what got me started, to be honest. I was like, this one I'm staying at right now, this guy had it on Airbnb for like 180 a night. And he also had it listed for rent for $2,500 in the busy season. But I said, I'll sign a 12-month lease with you for $1,400. And he said, yes. So, I mean, this one's just a cash cow. And that actually leads me into the next thing. If any of you are wondering, how do I get these properties without mortgages or down payments? I lease them. I sublease them. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if anything happens, market crashes, I just cancel my lease, or, you know, I don't got to worry about anything huge. So that's the thing. You aren't getting that long-term passive or that long-term mortgage pay down. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's not my focus right now. It's just that cash flow, and it's fun. It's low risk. I mean, Dave, you know how easy it is to cancel a lease, or you pick a wrong property and you have a mortgage, you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
Where if it's a lease, there's ways to get out. And that's why beginner people, I think it's fun to even start out just do 1 or 2 Airbnbs, even one, and then get into buying buying more assets. So that's kind of the long answer to a short question. But
no, that's brilliant, my friend. Yeah. So you're tying them up, you're signing a lease, and then you're subletting as an Airbnb. Very, very smart, and very, very smart with the low risk. So Tyler, we got about 2.5 minutes here, my friend. So you're traveling the world, you're having fun doing the Airbnb thing. Do you do any coaching, training, that kind of stuff as well, or just focusing on the business itself?
Yeah, I absolutely do coaching and training. I love it. Like, I love dealing with people. I love helping people. it's always been a passion of mine. So I have something called the Young Guns Academy. And what we have in there is our Airbnb course. And then there's also going to be bringing on some amazing people, doing some media training, some personal development. I've also got an amazing girl that's coming on that's going to be doing some women's empowerment courses and stuff. So it's going to be like a really good tribe of young entrepreneurs helping out a bunch of people that want to get into real estate or just get into entrepreneurship in general. So that's something we've been really, really working on right now. And we've been getting tons of people into the academy recently with this whole Airbnb thing. So it's exciting.
I would imagine. All right. So if people want to find out more about you and what you're up to, what's the best thing they can do?
You can find me on Facebook, just Tyler Hassman, TYLERHASSMAN. You can find me on my personal page, and then you can also search up the Young Guns Academy, or on Instagram at Young Gun Tyler. Yeah, that's it. At Young Gun Tyler, Instagram.
Awesome. Okay, we got one more minute now. What would, from your experience now with real estate and with Airbnb, what would be the most valuable free tip you could give folks?
Get started now. Stop procrastinating. Do not overanalyze. That's one of the things. It's good to analyze, but you just got to get started. That's you know that too, Dave. Like the first property is the hardest. Even me with this Airbnb stuff, that first property, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, this isn't going to work. And I was like, oh my God. I said, I'm doing it. I did it. And I was like, well, that was easy. And then boom, boom, boom. It started just picking them up like crazy. So get that first one done and then just build off that momentum.
Very good. Wise words from a young gun. Tyler, thank you very much, my friend. Hats off to you. That's brilliant what you're up to. And I wish you all the best and continued success. You deserve it.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Well, thanks very much for checking out the Property Profits podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. Be very, very much appreciated. And if you're looking to create a regular flow of inbound investor inquiries about your real estate deals, then I invite you to attend one of my upcoming live online demonstrations. And you can check that out at investorattractiondemo.com. Take care.